Yeah, so welcome
Mhm.
back, welcome back. I just
Okay, let me.
came back from feeding my doggos.
Oh, I see, I see. Are you on stream already?
Yep,
Or
indeed.
no? Yeah, okay, then I will also get us back on my end. Let me see. Yeah, I hope your doggos are doing well, are fine.
Yeah, I fed the five of them, although the senior citizen, the oldest one, took a little bit of coaxing to like actually go to their bowl.
Oh, I see, I see. It happens with dogs. Okay, we're back on my end as well. Hello, people. People of the chat. Let's go back to Ulrich's situation.
Situation. He just told people to die.
Situation.
He told like uh,
Situation.
he told like a room full of people go die.
Yes, he said even worse. He said like it's good that they die. It would be good if they died, and then went back to his son as a single parent. Well. Heyo, Hagatanga, hello. I'm sorry for the flush again.
Embrace the flush. Apparently,
Embrace the flush.
your chat is, or specifically Hakatanga's, targeted ads are for toilet for some reason.
Exactly. Like what have you been watching for that being your target ad? What's up, brother Lavario? Still around. Also, did you say hi to Hanabi? She was up there before we went to the break.
Wait, what? Hanabi was here?
Hanabi. Yeah,
Oh,
Hanabi
Hanabi
Kitty.
was here.
Yeah,
Hanabi
they're
didn't
there.
say
Like.
anything. They sent emote. That's why I didn't notice.
Oh yeah, this is all. They made their presence known.
All right. Well, Hanabi doesn't like being shout out, so I'm not shouting out Hanabi. I'm just giving you guys the link to the Ko-Fi page because Hanabi is an artist, and their art this month goes towards Extra Life, the charity organization for sick children. So, in case you're interested in art or donate directly to the charity, there are the links. But not a shout out, not a
Mhm.
shout out.
Exactly, not a shout out, just a remembering note. I don't know English enough for this to twist my words.
But yeah, let's see. Anything else that we missed while we were gone? Nope, just Hagatango freaking out about bathrooms.
Yes, so everything normal then.
Brother Various, good riddance, you're dead. Finally.
Yes.
Why? What a thing to say. Yeah, I'd be dead in real life. Someone told me that.
The man said like with not even joking, like he said with gusto and even not a hesitation.
I mean, part of that was my delivery of like making him raise his voice. I don't know if like the actual voice actor would have raised their voice in that moment, but
But still, it
the words
sounded like he
alone.
was like assured. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
get back into this mess.
Yes. Number 5, no more idleness. Okay, let's see. Part 4, no more idleness. Okay. Oh. Office, branch care center. Months pass. Or is it years? Aside from moving to a larger, cleaner room, Ulrich times at Plasetsky hasn't changed much. The long, abandoned oscilloscope has been placed in the new room. It sits next to a lukewarm cup of coffee.
That's right. That's right. You gotta clean up the place for your son.
Yes.
Hmm.
He deftly presses a couple of buttons and twists a few knobs.
What's on your mind today?
I see.
Yes. Profound.
Yes. Yes. Ulrich has now mastered the external controls of the oscilloscope. He has never He has never once considered opening the casing to examine its internal structure.
Yeah, I don't think I would be willing to open up a live human to examine their internal structure either. I don't think I can put them back together is the problem.
It's that as well. Even if he is a machine, like, can you put it back together again?
I'm pretty sure awakened internal parts are a little bit different than a normal machines.
I wonder. Would be funny. Yeah. A research team.
Mhm. I mean, Lucy is actually just a screw, and Ulrich is actually the ferrofluid inside the tank. So like,
Yes.
yeah, the
Yes, I
robot
suppose this
bodies
is
are
the
external.
first. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say like all the others doesn't have much like internal thing. Like Brinley, the boat, I forgot her name.
Mhm.
This is the first one that's like the actual machine.
Oh, White Drum. Yes, that's true.
Yes, White Run, thank you.
Like an actual, pretty complex machine. Though
Yes.
the next update apparently has someone named Loggerhead, who
Oh
is like a
yeah,
camera
Loggerhead.
mainly.
Yes, that's true. Okay, so yeah, we have some reference.
Mhm. I'm looking forward to where that goes. Okay, continuing
I
on.
do so. Yeah.
There's no new information. All I can do is replay historical data. I have already compiled all the recurring patterns from the waveforms. All that's left are a few incomprehensible fragments. I think I'll need a larger sample size if I'm ever to decode them.
He picks up a well-worn transcript from the desk. Notes from a lecture on linguistics by branch leader Ludwig. Some parts of the lecture seem to point him to the right direction to deciphering the oscilloscope signals. Or perhaps they point to somewhere else entirely.
Linguist. Oh, should I read this or you?
Oh, you can. I don't know, like, is this narrator or not? You decide.
Okay, I think he's reading out loud, so I'll
Yeah,
just read
better,
this
better.
part. Linguistic rules, including grammar and lexical concept mapping patterns, are largely established through social consensus, commonly known as convention. Okay, yeah, probably better I read this one because it's like
Yes,
it's a bunch of jargon.
Yes, I would not be able to do that.
Chaos and randomness are fundamental characteristics of natural language. Likewise, language is inherently narrow and biased. This means the utility of language is limited by the cognitive level of its users.
Hmm.
Oh, it's cryptography manual.
Yes.
Patterns in chaos coexist. The oscilloscope signal patterns match the linguistic traits Ludwig described. Past experiments have also proven that the oscilloscope doesn't react to environmental variables.
Memories of his past experiments bubble up in his mind. Memories of carrying the oscilloscope around the facility and enduring the stares of others as if he were an alien.
Which proves it isn't some kind of monitoring device. No, it is definitely actively transmitting information. But with the current sample variety, I can't verify my hypothesis any further.
There's a knock on the door. Hey, old friend, are you in there? For a scholar often out in the field, her visit is unusual.
I imagine every time Windsong shows up, like a crowd of cheers just erupts.
Yes, in my mind it does.
It's like the sitcom thing of like the special guest shows up and the
Yes.
audience goes, "Woo, yeah, Windsong!"
Yes, I can hear. I can hear in my mind.
Windsong, come in.
She steps in and places some cheese and caviar on the desk. Ooh.
Thank you, but I have no use for these.
All right, then I'll give them to someone who does. She promptly takes the gifts back. Any progress with the oscilloscope?
Nothing substantial. Are you here to take a break?
A flicker of surprise crosses Windsong eyes. No, the storm is coming. I'm here to take shelter. You should have received the alert by now, too.
Oh man.
Isn't Windsong like gotten like cheese from the people from Ryashki?
Yeah, several times.
Yeah. Yeah. Ulrich seems to take a long moment to process the urgency of this global disaster.
Ah, yes, of course.
He sinks into a somber mood once again. Hey, Ulrich! Why are you just sitting there in silence? What are you talking about? What are you thinking about? In less than 12 hours, the outside world will be reversed. Is there anything in this area you left undone? Ulrich remains silent, unsure of how to respond. And after the storm, are you planning to end your vacation and return to headquarters?
This thing is so noisy. It's giving you advice.
It's your son! Come on! He reaches out to turn off the oscilloscope, but Windsong stops him. Leave it on. It will be too quiet here without it. I have had to wrap up my expeditions to the Arctic Circle. After this storm passes, I will head back to the headquarters. I need to organize the data I have collected and give a ley lines lecture there. If we're planning to leave, we could head there together.
I haven't decided yet. Perhaps I've grown accustomed to this undisturbed life. The peace and quiet help me reflect on the era and the store.
Peace and quiet? You didn't even realize the next storm was already on its way.
Windsong lets out a playful whistle.
Not looking too good, my friend. Your long vacation has taken its toll on you.
You should return to headquarters, do some real work, and get back into shape. And don't forget to bring some reunion gifts for your team members. You agree with me, don't you, little guy? Surprisingly, the oscilloscope responds even more emphatically to her words.
I'm gonna need plushies. I'm gonna need plushies for this thing.
Oh my god, Colin. Are you well? Are you good? What? Ulrich buries his head in the display, the little ball of hell fluid trembling with the frequency of the signals.
This frequency, it isn't right.
He grabs his notes from the desk and quickly scans his records.
February's records. No, October's. Here it is. But it doesn't match at all.
Windsong reflexively pulls out a pencil and notebook, only to realize she has nothing to write down. Did you find something?
The amplitude of all the signals is increasing. The peaks and throws of the new waveforms are nearly maxing out the instrument's display.
Has the regularity been disrupted?
Indeed, the probability of a familiar pattern appearing has dropped significantly. The randomness of the waveforms is rapidly increasing.
Could it really be reacting to what we are saying? No! There's no reason it should respond to what we say. And you know I have never believed this thing There's no reason it should respond to what we say. And you know I have never believed this thing is an awaken.
Even I've almost given up on that hypothesis.
That's a relief. Then what is exactly going on right now? Has something changed? The fell fluid shoots upright, forming an exclamation mark.
It's the storm. It's directly affecting it.
Our holiday is over.
Oh, is it
Oh.
storm?
Could Aussie
Storm
here?
detector?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, could this be the beginnings of Verton's watch?
Oh, yes. Now that you say it. Dang. I lost my son.
Okay, so
I got him.
even if Aussie is not an actual awakened, it's too late. We've humanized them.
Yeah, he is my son still in my heart. But like I got my son 2 hours ago and I already lost him. This is so sad.
Also, apparently it's been months, and Ulrich hasn't left. And I suspect it might not just be because of Aussie here. I think maybe it's because Ulrich is waiting to apologize.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he said like months, years, even
Yeah.
like a good time passed, and like he doesn't care because he's awakened. But you know, we got to the point that the storm is here already.
Yep.
And he didn't do much. 6, humanitarian approach. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Evening. Part 5, humanitarian approach. Cryptography room, Laplace. It is an ordinary workday like any other. Dora hums a cheerful tune as she dusts the equipment with a handheld static duster. Without warning, the lab door opens.
Dora, what are you doing?
A long, absent figure appears in the doorway.
Ulrich!
She hastily flings the duster to the workbench beside her.
I thought you'd know better than to throw things on the workbench by now. I'm just a little surprised. Fair enough. But still, take care of the equipment. These integrated circuit machines just keep getting more expensive.
Ulrich briefly steps out before returning with a heavy piece of computing equipment.
What's this? A gaming console for the team. It comes preloaded with Ping Pong League, Super Spaceman, and Leviathan and Deep Sea Maze. It can also serve as a versatile development platform. You can design your own games on it. Oh. So, what's it doing here?
The image before her is almost surreal.
It's a gift. I bought it for the team.
Before Dora can react, Ulrich has turned and left once again. He quickly returns, this time carrying a smaller device, the oscilloscope. He carefully places it on the workbench.
Okay, so gift first, and then immediately after comes the work.
Yes,
Bringing down the
gift
hammer.
work. Yes.
Yeah, I think Linus is right. Workaholic withdrawal for sure.
Yes.
I have to admit, taking such a long holiday was an irresponsible act of negligence on my part. No lead. I think.
I'd like to apologize for my absence. There's no excuse for spending so much time at the retreat center and neglecting my work here.
It's fine. I've already submitted a request to Madame Lucy. For the next 36 months, I will forfeit all personal salary and benefits. I knew it. Don't tell me. And I'll compensate for the loss caused by my absence by doubling the work hours. There it is.
Oh,
No!
poor girl. I know, fuck, I forgot. I keep remembering how she goes. I can't take this without crying. Fucking hell. Ulrich seems deaf to Dora's protests, moving straight to the point. He plugs the oscilloscope in and turns it on.
From now on, the cryptography team will take on a new long-term task. I require each team member to independently propose a framework for classifying the waveform from this oscilloscope without discussing it with each other. The secrecy is paramount in covering any blind spots in my methods. But I haven't been briefed on anything. No need. Get to work right away. I'll show you how it's done. And that's the long and short of
boy.
it. The tutorial, like he gave the tutorial.
Oh no! Yes.
Alright. For all of you, identifying the initial pattern should be a simple task. Yes, lead. The real challenge lies in how to deal with the chaotic part. The real challenge lies in how to deal with chaotic parts, the ones without any pattern. I'll do my best to understand. It is all down to the team. Once you're all proficient enough, we can expand to larger scale statistical work. I've identified one set of signals from the previous work, the decryption key. It can control the shielding switch, disabling the shielding device to unlock more pathways for receiving signals. The decryption key is special. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you can.
No, that's a narrator.
Yeah. The decryption key is a special decrypting signal. On its own, it cannot activate the receivers. Connect the decryption key to the shielding switch to turn it off. After the shielding switch is off, the shielding device blocking the signal will be disabled. Signals can disrupt each other. An existing signal will take priority and block any new signals that cross into its path. Place a component here to block off the signal, giving priority to the one on the left. Use the interference component to block other signals and give the key priority, allowing it to extend into the shielding switch. Okay. Nubasu, thank you for the water. I'm gonna drink some.
The shoe drop.
Yes. Let me see.
Sorry, I'm just gonna stretch real quick and hydrate. Self-care, very important.
Yes, hydrate. Let's see, what can we do? Oh shit, we can only use this thing here, I see. So like this and like.
Oh, we only have.
And when we take off, yes. Oh, I see. When we take off, it shows like the other takes priority.
Okay.
So like this.
They only have one block,
then like
though.
this. Oh, you can like remove the block and like the priority of the other turns the main one. Oh fuck, I did it. Like this.
Oh, okay, got it. Interesting.
So just go blocking each one that you need to be blocked, and then you take it off and then block the next, yes.
Okay.
Yay.
Very simple one this time.
Yes.
Although it might be tutorial round, and we're getting ready for the final puzzle, which will be like super difficult.
Yes, I am scared. Cryptography room, Laplace. Are you on the first screen?
Indeed.
Yes, okay. The work on the oscilloscope quickly becomes a part of the team's routine, daily tasks. Unfortunately, today's research still yields no progress.
Would you like to hear my thoughts on the oscilloscope, sir?
Go ahead. Maybe it really is just a broken machine. Like most of the equipment we've cleared out and stored in the repair room. But the store noticeably impacted the readings. That's highly unusual. No, it's actually quite ordinary. The storm interferes with all arcane phenomena. Clearly, arcane technology was involved in building this instrument. Of course, it is connected to the storm. Almost everything is.
This answer does little to satisfy Ulrich.
So, you're saying it isn't unique? Precisely. We need more evidence before we can come to that conclusion. But the uniqueness you suggest isn't supported by any current evidence.
Before any rebuttal can come, she continues.
You plan to establish different array systems to correlate changes in informational patterns. But this method won't eliminate all errors. We'll be forced to acknowledge the inherent chaos of the system. We could spend immense computational power exploring every possibility for half a century, and still end up with nothing.
Ulrich's silence suggests he has already considered these issues.
We could request more resources to address the problems you mentioned. That would require submitting a dedicated research project application, including a preliminary evaluation of personnel, funding, and equipment. It won't be easy to justify the research value, and we can't just turn the whole cryptography team into an oscilloscope cryptography unit. Where would you find people with the necessary time and expertise to join the project?
Wait.
Even she seems surprised by her sudden bout of inspiration.
I know just the person.
Corridor, Laplace. Dora strides perfectly down the corridor, like a deer charging through the forest. Ulrich jogs behind her. She comes to a stop in front of a closed door. Just as she is about to ring the bell, Ulrich intercepts her.
A word of warning, Dora. Enigma has been a recluse for years. Any attempts to communicate with him won't end well.
Come on. He deserves a chance just like anyone else.
I see. So first you're gonna hit us with Hoffman, then Windsong, and now Enigma. You guys can't
Yes,
put this much hotness on screen, guys.
it's true.
Our chat
But
can't
like,
handle it.
yes, it's too much. But Enigma, we expected the Windsong and fucking hell, and Hoffman like was complete surprise.
Yeah. Alright, brace yourselves, guys. I've
Yes,
dealt with worse characters, you know. Those awful old math professors who take pleasure in assaulting students. I've picked up a few tricks. Don't you worry.
she takes a few deep breaths to slow her racing heart. And she speaks again. Her tone is entirely different, like someone trying to persuade a child to do something.
What's this? New puzzle games. Want to give it a try, Adler?
Oh my god.
Sorry, give me a moment.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Okay.
Take a moment. Oh boy.
When you said old math professors, I was thinking like, college grade, not elementary.
Yeah, I thought the tone shift was going to be like no bullshit, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This is absurd.
She calls before switching to a more formal tone.
We're facing a serious problem that requires your expertise, Mr. Adler. I trust it falls within your responsibilities to assist us with this matter.
He'll only laugh in the face of such fabrication.
Her tone shifts again, this time sounding like a restaurant server.
Mr. Adler, a messy room isn't doing your mental state any good. Let our Clean Up for Mental Clarity group give you a hand.
That one doesn't even have any work-related information.
Finally, her tone becomes exasperated.
So what's your brilliant idea then?
We shouldn't focus on how to communicate. No, we should focus on how to complete the task with as little communication as possible. Why
Just slip the papers under the door.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you organize the materials, open the door, drop the documents on the floor, and leave? Then you can check back later to see if there's any progress. Oh my goodness, exactly.
Yes, just
I
like
mean,
that.
opening the door is like one extra step, but it's basically the same thing.
Yes.
What a conflicting solution. Then we're in agreement.
Ulrich ignores the sarcasm in her voice, steps forward, and rings the bell. At that moment, the door swings open.
Gosh dang it. Oh man, we were bracing for Enigma, and out comes Hoffman again.
Yes. Huh? An unexpected figure stands in the doorway.
Good day, Madam Hoffman. I didn't expect you to be here.
The honor is mine, though I don't believe we have met.
Miss Hoffman.
Long time no see. This is Dora, a research assistant in the photography team.
A hint of surprise colors Hoffman's face. Ulrich, so your holiday's over.
Yes, I just returned to headquarters.
Are you looking for Adler? That quickly takes over the conversation.
Yes, the cryptography team hopes to enlist his help.
So, Hoffman gives a soft sigh, visibly wary.
I think
Now is not a good time to approach him. Adler is unwell.
Understood.
In such a situation, no one would inquire about the specifics of his condition.
Ah, does he behave like a bacterial infection from being in a confined space for so long?
It isn't a bacterial infection. Dora takes a quick step forward, putting herself between Ulrich and Hoffman.
Madam Hoffman, is there anything we can do to help?
of course.
That is something I have been considering.
Adler's birthday is coming up.
Birthday?
He's turning 28, but I'll be on a field mission to the Flannan Isles on the date.
Oh my. I'd like someone to deliver a gift to him on my behalf on that day. It seems like a good opportunity for Dora to break the ice with him.
Absolutely, Madam Hoffman. Leave it to us.
It's appreciated. Thank you.
I'll send the gift to you later. Hoffman, satisfied with the arrangement, leaves at once.
Looks like you've been handed a good opportunity.
Ulrich feels as though a rock has smashed through his tank. He instinctively pats the glass, checking that it's still intact.
What exactly have you agreed to?
28! My man looks bad.
Right?
All this stress.
And actually, he's much older than 28 by the time we come around in the main
Yeah, the
story.
drinking isn't helping.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 things I want to address real quick. First off, I forgot to mention earlier, but cool detail is that Dmitry, the character from earlier, the side character, his goggles
Mhm.
changes colors with emotions. I only realized it later.
Oh, yeah,
it
on
was
the glass, yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's very cool. So I feel
Yes.
like they're gonna use this design again at some point because I feel like that's too specific.
It's too good for them to not use again, yes.
Yeah. Second thing I want to address. So interesting thing about what Ulrich said about making sure that no one else is communicating regarding their findings. They're all trying to approach the interpretation of what Aussie is saying, right? Um, it has to do with the research done. Are you familiar with the jelly bean in a jar game?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I not.
So in fairs, usually in America, because of course,
Oh.
there is a game where there's a jar of jelly beans, and the stand owner gives a prize to anyone who can guess how many jelly beans are in that jar.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yes. So a lot of people, if they are doing it, can get a pretty good estimation of how many jelly beans there are. But an experiment was conducted. It's a bit of a social experiment where one group is a group of people who know each other, and they're all trying to guess it at the same time how many jelly beans are in that jar. Versus another group where each person in that group is separated, so they can only make their guesses by themselves. And interestingly, the group that was together got a wildly different number on average compared to the group that was guessing individually. Um, it's kind of like the group that was together kind of fed each other biases and false information based on what they think is the correct answer. So I think it's a very similar thing here where Ulrich is trying to have as many methods as possible and then spread it out so they're not all doing the same work based on the same premise. If that makes sense.
Yes, yes, yes. I do get the idea behind, yes.
And then interestingly enough,
makes
sorry,
sense.
go ahead.
No, it makes sense. Just disagreeing.
So just a fun fact about that experiment: the group that guessed individually, on average, guessed a number that was within 2 digits of how many jelly beans are in the jar.
Oh.
Which is really interesting. Whereas the group that was all together within 3 digits. So that tells you how wild the difference is of humans are smart, but not when they're together.
Yes, okay, yes. I have one brain cell when I am alone. When I am with someone else, even that one goes away, yes. I see.
Okay, the third thing I want to
Interesting.
address, of course, the chat. Let's see what the chat's saying.
Yes.
Reminder that Teresa is an amazing person, wonderful streamer, lovely being, and a big cutie that's always nice to see.
Yeah, thank you, Zelda player, as always. I really appreciate you being here in the chat with us.
Let's see. Cheering for Windsong's appearance, of course.
Yes, always.
This place looks like the AC from Loki. Oh yeah, the TVA. I mean that I think is on purpose because history has kind of deviated because there's arcane skills and knowledge in this world versus our world where we had to rely only on science. So a lot of technology I notice here is pneumatic tubes and like computers which are like attached to the desk and not necessarily monitors.
IBM computers.
IBM computers, yeah. So like 80s, 70s computers, and like even some 60s and 50s technology, which makes sense because if they're stuck in the 90s, they are unable to like progress as quickly, especially without the factories to like make the smart chips and everything, you know?
Yes, I love the retrofuturism of this game. Not a lot of people comment on it, like when they're talking about the aesthetics, but like, I love retrofuturism. It's one of my favorite aesthetics.
Right.
One of the reasons I started playing Reverse 99.
The aesthetics of the past with the what do you call this? The technology of unimagined future. It's very, very cool.
Yes, yes, it is.
Another thing that like stands out to me when it comes to the technology they use is that well, not technology, but rather the knowledge that they're aware of is when it comes to like mental health. So both in
Oh,
this
yes.
story as well as Kakanya's story, especially Kakanya's side story through the glass, um, yes, they are very far advanced in terms of like psychological therapy, when it comes to, you know, the time periods they're visiting. But compared to us right now, there's a lot they're missing out on.
Yeah, they have artificial somnambulism,
Yeah,
which
is
is
like
kind of like brainwashy.
dream therapy.
Not really.
Dream therapy.
Yeah, yes. Oh yeah, there's that.
Yeah, dream therapy. Totally safe
yes.
dream therapy that can keep people in comas for a certain period of time, show them
Yeah.
very realistic hallucinations, you know, just the regular dream therapy things.
Yes, and then there's the references like from like they seem to not do anymore, but they used to do like in this world, like with Isolde, like shock therapy, and
Oh yeah.
there was another one. What was it again? Oh yeah, when we talk about the Mesmer family, which we basically hear a lot about sanitarians and all of that.
Oh yeah.
So
The
there is like
lobotomies and everything.
yeah, lobotomies and all that. There is a little bit of a sprinkle of like retro technology / arcane on it, so it's like a little more advanced than what we got on our world.
Yeah.
And it seems that they don't use it anymore, but like here we still have, like you said, like dream therapy, like for real.
And then
With like VR.
that always reminds me like how sad Mesmer Jr. is and why it's easier for me to forgive Mesmer Jr. even though she really messed up.
Yeah, Mesmer. I like Mesmer Jr.
Because she was a kid.
My
She was
daughter.
a kid, and Constantine took advantage.
She was a little kid, yes. Like she saw someone get her throat slit like in front of her.
But part of the reason why Mesmer is able to like withstand as much trauma as she has, and oh boy, has she withstood so much trauma. The anecdote with the blood all over the hospital room still like haunts my brain.
Yes, gosh, her anecdote was
It was so
quite
heavy.
show a lot of things, like made a lot of things make sense. I mean, we already knew kind of like for the way that she talked and from the not artificial somnambulism, the door.
Yes.
Three doors, yes,
a
the
part
three
of
doors.
her brain was cut out and replaced with a metal plate.
Yes.
Yes, like
so yeah, like we
oh.
already her family. Her
Not
family.
not great. I mean,
Yes.
the one who invented the artificial somnambulism based on that doors was a mesmer, and he invented it
Yes.
while he was being locked up for being insane, quote unquote.
Yes, in an asylum. Yes.
But the reality was they were just jealous of his experiments
Yes.
on his success, so they locked him up because they didn't see the value in him or in his work. So they locked him up, and then the only time they visited him was long after he had passed away. Like they even ordered the director not to clean his room. So
Yes.
shock of all shocks, when a corpse turns out to have been rotting in his room for like weeks, if not months, I think was the implication.
Yes, it was a long time. Yes.
With like mad scrambled writings on the wall being like, this will revolutionize therapy. And it's like all the schematics are for somnambulism written in like blood and dirt.
Yes, that's the fucked up things. Like they threw this man on like a cell and threw the key away. And then when they went back there, like because it has been such a long time, he was like dead for a long time. And then they're like, oh, look at that. The thing that is going to save our family. And now they are like super famous and everybody like adores them because they invented this thing and everybody wants to like be part of it because technically it works.
They were already
Like, the
famous,
drink therapy.
but they were on a decline for sure.
Yes, and then he saved them because of what he did, like his invention. And everybody took the credit. Like, fuck, I suppose, to them.
One thing I will say
even-
though. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just that like they're not like they didn't care about him, and then now that they made him, they're like, oh my god, he is a genius. I don't know, like fucking.
I think the worst thing, and the one thing I was gonna mention is that they didn't like go there to check up on him because it had been years. The only reason they got there, and the only reason Orphan Cannabis even exists, is because the nurse was like so kind to like answer his final request.
Yes.
He like slid the papers underneath the door or like through the food slot and begged the nurse to like help him one last time. And I felt so bad for that nurse because like she was essentially she signed up to like help people get better. She did not sign up to torture a person and keep them like confined in a room even though they're completely sane. So yeah, as her like final as her final act of kindness, she delivered the papers to the Mesmer family, and only after they got the work they would be like, oh, I guess we should go check on him and get his amazing research, and then completely ignore the corpse and just like take pictures of the walls and then leave.
Yes, it's fucked up. It's a horrible family.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
You can ring my bell,